Rawchaa.
Say such things declare friendly, but they see the country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country that is an heavenly, for God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared for them a city.
When we analyze the scriptures and think of it spiritually, we can see the bigger picture and the greatness of the kingdom, how it's going to be, but we still just have a little inkling. We really don't have the fullness. Remember, Yahawashi said it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven. So what do you think is going to come with the kingdom of heaven? Many benefits. So we have no clue or idea what the kingdom of heaven is going to be like. Specifically, we just have ideas. Some brothers have a better imagination than others. They may be able to draw certain things based off of what we read in scriptures, but to actually grasp the actual glory of it, it would be like the Apostle Paul trying to explain the spiritual realm. They said it wasn't lawful, and there were not enough words to express the magnificence and the beauty of the spirit world. You see? So we can only speak on carnal things and imagination that we may have of how the kingdom is going to be, but the greatness of it, the glory of it, we don't know yet until it actually comes.
Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who has ears to hear, let him hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in the field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking golden pearls, who had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea, and kept of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to shore, and sat down, and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away.
May your favorite bar have your new favorite beverage, High Noon Tequila Seltzer.
Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to those and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, willing to be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. It's unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. So we're going to get into some topics today dealing with, Russia and them hell and the New World Order that they see coming up, and also, what we're seeing. And also to water for everybody who tunes in, Yahawashi, Atham. And, also we're going to deal with a couple other topics, things that are going on at the end times. So we're going to start right here. We'll move on down, put in some precepts and move on down. So it says Russia hails New World Order taking shape as Putin prepares Africa Summit, right? That's coming up this next month, which is right around the corner. Okay. So it says Russia's ambassador to the United States has told Newsweek that Moscow is preparing to boost strategic ties with African nations in line with an emerging new international order as President Vladimir Putin prepares to host most of the continent's leaders for a summit later this week, right? The gathering will come amid Western accusations that Russia is weaponizing food exports after Moscow pulled out of a grain deal and struck Ukrainian ports in a war that just entered in its 18th month. Russia has rich, long-standing relations with African countries. Ambassador Anatoly Antonov told Newsweek, "Nowadays, we intend to give additional impetus." I think how you say that. So, Lock, if I said that wrong, to these ties and elevate them in a brand new level. So things are going to pick up with them trying to, dethrone the dollar, which is going to lead to the CBD system, which is the MARK system, because they're saying we're going to have to have an incision. You're going to have an incision to have that. So, it's leading up to that. So we're going to put in some precepts about this. And also, Lord willing, this is edifying. So I'm going to start at Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And it reads, and that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. See, our people are asleep to these things that are about to come to America, Babylon the Great, and across the four corners of the earth. Okay, which is great peril. You see, but first and foremost, America, Babylon the Great. That's what the majority of the Israelites are. But we were scattered across the four corners of the earth, right? But now is our salvation nearer than we believe. See, so. All the times we believe, our salvation of getting out of this place forever is close. Okay. Let me get back over here. It says the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. You see, and this is us putting on this armor of light by watching the times, because the Lord's moving everything. Like these are like chess pieces to the Lord. Everything that's being moved in the earth, all these situations that we're seeing happening across the world. These are things that the Lord is doing to move towards our salvation and towards the wicked's destruction. So Lord willing, we part of that number who was saved out of here, So verse 13, let us walk honestly. We're supposed to be honest, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, which is, being also other doctrines or being drunk, going out and being, super hand-faced. It's not unlawful to drink, but you got to do it moderately. Not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. See, we're not supposed to be envying anyone. We're not supposed to envy what other men have. We're supposed to actually be givers. We're not here in this ministry to take. We're in this more to give, right? So verse 14. It reads, but put ye on the Lord Yahawashi Mashiach and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. You see, which is, a lot of selfishness is a big part of that, fulfilling the lust thereof, for your own personal gain. We're doing this, for Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. We don't want to blame the ministry. We don't want to come across as, we envy anybody. Or any kind of strive towards other brothers that are trying to come in this truth and believe, So we try to do our best. We all make mistakes. We make many mistakes. There's many things that we have problems with. We in our captivity, but we're supposed to be long suffering for brothers, and keep improving, you know. But it says also not to meddle in other man's affairs. So sometimes you just got to let a man go through the things they're going through, you know, and pray for them. You know, that's a big thing. Prayer is a very big key to the brotherhood. You know, us as just followers. You know, we're supposed to, you know, do things as a brotherhood do. We're supposed to pray for them, you know, because they got a lot of things going on with them. There's a lot going on with us, things that we don't even mention about through these lessons. So verse 3, strengthen the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees, right? Right? And it says, say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power, which is Yahawah, will come with vengeance. Even the Most High with a recompense, right? He will come and save you. So that's why, you know, we are to not be fearful of these things that are coming. You know, because why? Because we're doing what the Lord's telling us to do. We're not doing it for filthy lucre's sake. We're out here going through our own infirmities, but we're also thinking about others while we're going through those infirmities, you know, and making sure that, you know, we put ourselves in concern others, you know. There's a lot of brothers going through stuff out right now, you know. We're all being tried, you know, so we want to make sure, you know, we don't hinder another brother and make them feel like, you know, like the Lord is not dealing with them, you know, because we don't want to feel that way either. You know, I wouldn't want no brother to make me feel like our Lord ain't dealing with me, especially if I'm doing everything I can to please Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, right? But it happens, you know. There's just like Elder Yahawah said, there's strife, there's contentions within the brotherhood. It'll happen, but you know, we're just to still keep pushing. And you know, if we did suffer wrongfully at a time, you know, not to keep a grudge on it. You know, let it go. You know, and you know, just be careful. You know, be careful because you never know. Somebody you could be talking down to could be the elect. We don't want to disrespect none of the Lord's people. You know, and you know that's how it was when I first came in. You know, I felt a type of way because of a situation that happened. But you know, after you know, I learned, you know, that it was a wrong way to approach it. I changed, and that's all you can do. You can change. If they still got a problem with it, then that's on them. You know, we ain't to get into that. That's their situation with the Lord. You know, but it talks about you supposed to forgive your brother, you know, 70 times. But he was saying that, you know, some brothers don't do that. Some people just get rid of you right off the bat. But it's just like, you know, it's all up to the Lord, you know, and we don't want to be weak in having mercy, because if you're weak in having mercy, then the Lord's not going to have mercy. He ain't going to have mercy where anybody who doesn't show mercy. So we're supposed to be in a sense where we're supposed to show mercy to people when they don't deserve it, just like he's showing mercy to us when we don't deserve it. We ain't nobody special, you know. We can be cast out at any time. So Hebrews chapter 11, verse 13, these all died in faith. See? Who's that? All the prophets, everybody back then that are here today to receive the reward, whoever they may be. We know that those prophets are from Great Millstone, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. You see? So there's a lot of brothers that's going through that right now. You know, we're going from place to place already, and we ain't even at the end, at the very end. You know, we're not where, you know, this is going to be for every Israelite. We got some Israelites that's going through this right now. You see, like just on the verge of next day sleeping outside, you know, and that's why you want to be humble, you know, because the Lord can put you in this position at any time, you know, but we're still going to serve you. How about Shem Yahawashi? So Ezekiel 28 verse 7. And it reads, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations. And this is talking about back to Russia, you know, how they're getting ready to come together with all these people in this summit. They're coming together to go against America, Babylon the Great, right? Terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to come and they're gonna take over this place. Okay, but only for a certain amount of time. It's just the Lord having Satan cast out himself, right? You know, Edomite against Edomite. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2 talks about it as well. Now we're gonna go over to the Blue Letter Bible. We're gonna look up Matthew 24, verse 21. And it reads, for then shall be great tribulation, such was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor never shall be. See, it's going to be a time so horrible. And of course, this is talking about, when the time where it was the siege of Jerusalem. You know, the siege of Jerusalem was a time like this, but Jacob's trouble is going to be a time like this. You know, this time is coming again. Time that was never has happened, you know, before on the earth. And really, this is really talking about Jacob's trouble. So, but you know, there's other times where there was great tribulation, but this time is going to be the most horrible time, right? So we're going to look up tribulation.
Strong's G 2347.
Philipsis, right? So strong info, it says pressure, anguish, burden, persecution, tribulation, trouble. See, that's all the things that are going to be happening. A pressing together, pressure. Remember, he said he will try the elect and to try them as gold, right? Oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits, the straight gate. And that's what a lot of us is going through already, you know, and the Lord knows who, you know, he knows who's comfortable and who's not. But we are not to envy other men, even if they're not going through as much as us or they're going through more. We're supposed to pray for our brothers, you know. So that's what kind of mindset that the Lord has, you know, had me focus on this weekend. Just, you know, considering matters and praying for all brothers, you know. Praying for all brothers get saved, man, because we all in this to get saved. Nobody's coming into the truth to die. Okay, we don't want to die. That's why we're doing this. But we also doing it to, if we do gotta die for Bahasham, Yahawashi, we're prepared to, you know, because it's an honor for those who do die for Bahasham, Yahawashi for this truth, you know, because they will be exalted with Bahasham, Yahawashi in the kingdom, Lord willing. You know, we don't make it on this side. It is for the purpose of Bahasham, Yahawashi's ministry and not for nothing, because 2/3 finna die for nothing. The wicked finna die for nothing. See, for vanity. So now this is something pretty crazy, you know, but you know, it's what they're doing. It's showing you, these devils are showing their true colors, you know. So it says Greg Wallace, the British Miracle Meat Review. This look at eating human flesh is a total curveball. See, so they're being wicked, man. This is some wickedness right here. Okay, the wickedness is starting to show more and more every day. So we're gonna go ahead and look into it. It says Greg Wallace, the British Miracle Meat, begins in the usual way, with me reaching for the volume button, clicking the running time, only half an hour or whatever. He's just saying some stuff. And wondering yet again why this man is shouting at me. This time it is about the cost of living crisis. Now it costs a packet just to bring home the bacon, and don't get me started on the eggs. So what's that showing? Famine, inflation. This is what they're talking about. So now we go off with Greg to a guarded processing plant and Lincolnshire, belonging to a food technology firm which houses a production line and clinical facilities that for the last 8 months have been producing meat made from human cells. Okay, so for the last 8 months, they have been literally making meat off of humans, you know, and this is going off, man. This is wicked. Okay. Line manager Mick Ross explains that it is a relatively new process under EU law. We couldn't possibly operate machines like this, We see little shavings of flesh. Donors are paid about $250, $250, I think that's like euros or something. A time which as Wallace points out, it is enough to cover the average fortnight's energy bills, hanging in a nutrient-rich vat and quickly developing into huge slabs of meat. Hey, that's disgusting, man. That's disgusting. So we ain't gonna keep going into it, but that's basically what they doing. You know, you don't need to get too more into it, but we're gonna put in some precepts about it. It's the 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 26. You know, and this kind of stuff, they're doing it in a way where it's not really, they make it seem like it's not a big deal. But it is a very big deal. It's showing the times that are coming. They're starting to go to that cannibalistic state. Okay, but our people were like that during the siege of Jerusalem. Okay, and that's why they got to go through that. You know, it says, well, whatever we go through, they must go through as well. So that's why they got, you know, the things that they did to Israel is going to happen to them. So 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, "O help, my lord, O king," right? And he said, "If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, out of the winepress." So basically this is saying, the king was saying, if the Lord took away all my riches and my profit, well, how am I supposed to help you? I can't help you, right? Verse 28, and the king said unto her, what lieth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. See, it's wickedness, man. And that's why we say, like, we're not supposed to be thinking too highly of ourselves, okay? That this is what happened to us. You know, we're supposed to be in a low state of mind, that knowing that, you know, we sinned against the Lord, and we coming back to this truth, you know? But the good thing about it is that he's still going to take us back after all the wickedness that our people have done and things that we done that we don't remember. So verse 29, because some people that's reading this, they did this, okay? So you got to be in a state of not thinking too highly of yourself. Verse 29, so we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she have hid her son. So she hid her son, right? And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. So he was holding, he was holding a body on, man, eating it, man. That's how much bad the famine was. And it's like coming like that now before we even get in the real famine. You know, in some places there is real famine right now. They already making human meat, man. And it's just showing you the times that we're getting into. So Deuteronomy, and just to go back into the siege of Jerusalem, you know, this is what happened. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 3, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and thy daughters, which the Lord Yahawashi have given thee in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. See, that's what happened to our people. You know, we was brought to a very low point before we lost everything, you know. And then this devil do all this stuff, and they talk about, oh, well, they really gotta pay? Yeah, they gotta pay. They gotta pay for all this, man. That's why the Lord bring them back, so they can pay for this. So Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 10, because they haven't received a full judgment the whole time. They've always gotten away with things. That's why I said, let favor be shown to the wicked, right? So therefore the father shall eat, this Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 10, therefore the father shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds. And that's what happened. We were scattered across all four corners of the earth, and we seen these things. Some of us seen these things, okay? The majority of Israel, we saw this. Okay? And in Jacob's trouble, Lord's gonna have to put a spirit on us for us to see these kind of things again and be a certain way towards them, you know, without fear. Okay, and that's why we're so serious about this. This is not something to play around with, you know. So now we're gonna go over here. It says North Korea warns U.S. of overwhelming nuclear force. Okay, so we're gonna read a little bit. This said North Korea warned the United States on Thursday of overwhelming nuclear force in response to an increase in the country's military exercises with South Korea. Okay, North Korean Foreign Ministry said that stepping up of military drills from South Korea's allies could turn the Korean Peninsula to a huge war arsenal and more critical war zone. It said North Korea could prepare to respond to any short-term or long-term military challenge with nuclear force. So they're not holding back. They said we will use these nukes. Okay, they used to have laws where they said they would never use them. Right? That's changing. Military and the political situation in the Korean Peninsula and in the region has reached an extreme red line due to reckless military confrontational maneuvers and hostile acts of the U.S. and its vassal forces, the spokesman said. So we're going to stop right there. We're going to put in some precepts. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy city. That's us. We're sounding that. He's sounding that alarm. We're the mouthpiece of Yahawah Shema. He's telling everybody, you know, he's telling the men to tell everybody of these things that are going to come past, you know, all across the earth, especially America, Babylon the Great. This whole thing is going to be lit on fire. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, right? Verse 2, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, right? That's from the intercontinental ballistic missiles. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it. Just like it said in Matthew, it said it'll be a time that's never been before, no, never, nor shall be, it never will be again. See, even to the years of many generations. See, it's never going to happen again. It's going to be a one-time thing. And the fire devoured, verse 3, and the fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and the Garden of Eden is like Palestine, the land of Israel. Okay, that was the land of Eden. That was the headquarters. You know, that's basically going to be the headquarters of, you know, the earth. Whenever Yahawah Shema comes back to rule, it's going to get blown up first. Before them and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Talking about the intercontinental ballistic missiles. Verse 4, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and horsemen so shall they run. And when you look in Revelations chapter 9, verse 16, it talks about, I saw the horsemen. John the Revelator, he said, I saw the horsemen. And he said it was 200,000, or it said it was basically 200,000, which is 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, that are going to hit this place. See, so shall they run like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains. Shall they leap like the noise of the flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. And really, when it talks about mountains, it's like nations. You see, it's talking about nations, and like the suburbs is like the, you know, the smaller, the inner cities, the suburbs. So, as a strong people set in battle array. So we're going to stop right there, and that just kind of showing you a little bit about the intercontinental ballistic missiles. So this is Job, chapter 5, verse 21. And it reads, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of the destruction when it cometh. See, we're not even going, the ones that the Lord deems to be the elect, they're going to have a spirit, but they're not going to be afraid when it comes, because they're going to be saved out of it. You know, Lord want to be part of that number. So verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. See, because it said the beasts of the earth shall be at peace with the elect. So, you know, but they're going to be killing other people. You see, and it said that we'll laugh at stuff like that. What kind of spirits got to be on the earth for us to do that. It's got to be Yahawah and Yahawashi. Because nobody does just laughs at stuff like that. You know, seeing it right in front of your face, it's not something that's common. And that's how we know that it's going to be a different spirit on the earth. Okay, for all the people to take that sea hill, which is the M-A-R-K of the beast, and you know, the elect on what they're going to do. So Proverbs 10, verse 14, wise men lay up knowledge. And see, that's what we're supposed to be doing, laying up knowledge. But the mouth of the foolish is near destruction, see? So they don't understand that destruction is coming, and that's why it says they're near it. Because they mock the prophets. They, you know, think ill will towards the brothers. You know, slander brothers. You know, some of us made mistakes. Like when I came out, you know, into the truth, you know, I made a mistake like that, but you know, I repented and move on. That's how you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to just feel like, oh, the Lord ain't gonna forgive me on that. The Lord it said he'll abundantly pardon. You just got to change your ways, man. Verse 15, a rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. See? And it says sometimes you'll suffer wrongfully too, but it's like you got to just basically take that low. Take that low. You can't ever lose taking that low for Yahawashi. So like I said, a rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty, right? But who puts us in poverty? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Verse 16, the labor of the righteous tendeth to life, the fruit of the wicked to sin. So that's what they do. They sin. And it also talks about they sin to prolong their life, you know? So we're going to move down a little bit more, you know? And that's what they're saying. We willing to sin. We willing to sin nukes to live a little longer on this earth. You see what I'm saying? So, but, you know, it's also, you know, the Lord bringing vengeance on America, Babylon the Great. You know, this is what they're both gonna get judged for using the sword. So Proverbs 10, verse 29, the way of the Lord is strength to the upright, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity, which is sin upon sin. They will be destroyed for this, you know, for what they're doing. This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 28. And it reads, and the destruction of the transgressors of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake the Lord, Yahawashi, shall be consumed with what? The fire, man. The intercontinental ballistic missiles and death, famine, pestilence, and the noise of beasts. They'll be consumed by the four sword judgment. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20. And he's judging the house of Israel first. So if you come to this truth, you need to understand that if you don't come in this at a timely manner, then the Lord is going to judge you. You know, he's going to start warning you. First off, he's going to start warning you, but then if you don't listen after a certain amount of time, you know, as Israel, he's going to judge you. So Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20, come, my people, enter into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee and hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. You see, so you know, that's talking about going into the chariots, the so-called UFOs, before the destruction comes. And that's why it said the elect not gonna fear. Why? Because they're gonna get taken out of it. You know, they'll know by that time. You know, but you know how we are. You know, we're subject unto hope. You know, to hope we are part of the elect. We don't know. We just pray that we are. We pray that the hopeful elect will be transferred into the elect. But we can't say that. We can't just say that. Say, don't dare make yourself part of that number. So we don't do that. We just wait and keep doing what Yahawashi told us to do. You know? It says only those who endure to the end shall be saved. You know, and there's plenty of brothers who came in this truth and got out over things. So you just got to stick with the movement, stick with all the work. So this is it says 57 billion, 200 million added to U.S. debt in 4 days. right? As billionaire David Rubenstein issues warning on America's economic future, you know. So that's a lot of money, okay? It's a lot of money. And I did a video on this a couple weeks ago, about a week ago, talking about another big amount of money that put America Babylon the Great in debt. So now we're gonna go over here. We're gonna look up some precepts. This is Psalm chapter 37, verse 21. And I think it's mainly from them trying to hurry up and scramble and make weapons because of what Trump did and some other reasons. But you know, it's really just the will of the Lord. Psalm chapter 37, verse 21, he's storing his place to be destroyed. The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. So even though we're in this debt, even though we're in debt, we going through stuff, we show mercy and give back to the people who sometimes are more fortunate than us, doing better than us, you know. Sometimes we do, you know, but that shows a character it shows like, what's the word I want to say? It shows integrity, you know. When you know you still don't have little, but you come and give what you can to our big brothers and the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, you know. It shows in character and integrity, so that you believe in Yahawashi by helping provide for his prophets. So Romans chapter 13, verse 7. And it reads, render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. And all that is, we're supposed to be honoring Yahawashi, fearing Yahawashi. But he said how you treat your brothers is how you treat Yahawashi. So we got to be very careful on how we treat other brothers, you know, and what we say to them, because ultimately that's how we feel about Yahawashi, you know. So we want to be careful on, you know, brothers who are sincere. We don't want to, you know, mistreat them, you know. And that's just speaking for me. I can only speak for myself. You know, everybody has their reasons why they want to say whatever they want to say, but that's none of my business. That's out of my pay grade. Luke chapter 14, verse 28. And it reads, this is Yahawashi speaking, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether ye have sufficient to finish it? You see? So before you get in this truth, before you believe, before you come to the understanding and start teaching and going out to the highways and byways, you need to count the cost, you know, and know and have a mindset of, if you're going to start this, you can't stop, man. Once you start teaching, you can't put down this plow, because if you do, it says those people aren't fit for the kingdom of the Most High, and we don't want to be those people. Now the Lord can still forgive you if you put down the plow, but it's a scary, it's something scary. It's scary to tempt the Lord like that. You see, it's just scary to tempt the Lord like that. So we don't want to be caught up doing that. We want to stay doing these videos on a very frequent level. So Luke chapter 14, verse 28. And we know there's stuff going on. Shoot, I got a lot of stuff going on today, things that were unprecedented. But I still got to do the work, and I still got to go work for Esau Edom, man. I only get one day off. But what that mean? That means that the Lord got to be dealing with me in some aspect, because he still got me in the truth. You know? He still got me in this truth. I just got to keep an humble mind and not think too highly of myself. Consider other brothers' situations, help them out if I can, you know, and say the water Yahawashi and get back to work. You know, if another person has a problem with me, you know, I look at it like, you know, just say what you got to say. If you got to say it to me, if not, you know, then let Yahawashi deal with it. That's how I am. Like, you know, I just pray Yahawashi deal with it and let him handle it. I'm not in this to take no revenge on nobody. I'm not in this to, you know, get at nobody. I'm just here to do the work show love to my brothers, and Lord willing, we get out of here, you know? So Isaiah chapter 47, verse 7, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady. This is American Babylon the Great talking, basically. I shall be a lady forever, you know, because they call this place, you know, this basically, they worship the Queen of Heaven here, you know, the mother of all harlots. That's what we call this place. So that thou didst not lay these things in thy heart with thy mind, neither didst remember the latter end of it. See, so they're not gonna be able to, you know, they can't see, they didn't ever consider what's about to happen. And that's how 2/3 of our people are right now either. They're not considering what's going to happen, and they're not changing things about themselves and coming to this truth. So now we're going to go to the Blue Letter Bible, and I'm going to look up Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 29. And it reads, is that close enough? Yeah. It reads, oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they should consider their latter end, right? Right? Well, we're going to read. Here, let's do this. Verse 28, go up one, for they are a nation void of counsel. See, we have to be able to listen to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. That's our counselors. Neither is there any understanding in them. And that's talking about 2/3 and the other, and our adversaries. They don't have no understanding of Yahawashi, Yahawashi. That they were wise, that they understood, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they should consider their latter end, and they don't consider their latter end. So when we go over here and we look it up in the NLT, let me go back, play my video. Gonna look this up in the NLT. It says, but Israel, because it's saying this is Israel right here, but it's mainly talking, it's really talking about, you know, back then when all of Israel fell astray, but now it's considering 2/3, and also, you know, to the other nations, but the other nations weren't even given the laws. So really, it's really just talking about 2/3. So, but Israel is a senseless nation. The people are foolish without understanding. Oh, that they were wise and could understand this. Oh, that they might know their faith. See, so 2/3 of our people don't understand what's going to happen if you don't come back to the ways of Yahawashi, Yahawashi. You know, there's a big group of our people that the Lord doesn't want to understand it. He's hidden an understanding from them. You know, so now we're going to go over to Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 1. And it reads, at the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release, right? So basically what I'm trying to get at is, let's go to verse 2. And this is the manner of the release, that every creditor that lendeth ought unto his neighbor shall release it, right? He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called the Lord's release. So every 7 years, if somebody owes you a debt, if they don't pay it back in time, you're supposed to forgive that debt. You're supposed to give them a chance to start fresh, you see? And they don't do that over here. And that's why we're in this so much debt. You see what I'm saying? Because they're not taking account of none of our labors and not doing anything the Lord said to do. You see? And that's why this place is out of course and it's got to be destroyed. You know, because there's never going to be an end to our debt, because they're never showing no mercy, you know? So that's why we want to be merciful towards people, because what does it say? Envy not the oppressor and take none of his ways. So we're not going to be like the oppressor. We're going to be how Yahawashi and Yahawashi wants us to be, you know? So Proverbs chapter 17, verse 26, verse 23. Hold on, let's lock it. Yeah. All right. And it reads, a wicked man taketh a gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways of judgment. See, and that's why, and what it means by this is like taking like a bribe, okay? Like bribing someone to pervert judgment. You know, we don't want to pervert judgment. The Lord's not a respecter of persons. He says to love all your brothers, you know, care for the brotherhood. Don't think ill will towards anybody, and don't look at yourself as someone who's in a special case. We all going through things that other brothers have probably went through before us or is going to go through. So we got to have that understanding and humbleness whenever we're approaching different brothers dealing with situations, because other brothers handle things a different way, you know. But I want to read it in the NLT. It says the wicked take secret bribes to pervert the course of judgment, and that's what a lot of the other camps are doing too. They're taking all this money from Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and they're going and they're teaching false doctrine just for money. And that's the same way with the churches. You know, we're not here to do that. We're not here to take money. We're here to give back, you know what I'm saying, to our people, because we've already had enough taken from us. Why would we want to take any more? You know, we want to give back to the brothers, you know. And we pray that the Lord, you know, will reward us for us putting ourselves as a sacrifice and putting ourselves last instead of trying to put ourselves first. It said, "He who loses his life shall find it." You know, and the ones of us brothers who do get into a position where we have a good amount of provisions, it's not for us. It's to help give back to the brotherhood. And I'm in a position right now, like, that I don't speak about, but the Lord has put me in a position, Lord willing, you know, me and my real, we got something going on right now. It's a big deal. And if it comes across, we're going to bless the brotherhood. We've already had the conversations about it, you know, because, it's a great thing to have a woman who really believes in you and the Lord, because you really get to make all the decisions. That don't mean we just act like we just the shit. We doing this in a humble way, saying, what do we need to do as a couple, you know, as a married couple in Yahawashi, you know, to please him. That's what we're getting together to come to be a pleasing sacrifice to the Lord. That's why if you get with somebody, it should be for that. I'm not saying that, you know, your girl can't be saved if she's not in the truth. I'm just saying this is the most effective way for Yahawashi and Yahawashi. And that's why we're doing it. And what's crazy is I didn't even look for her. She came and started following me and found me, you know, and told me, you know, the Lord wanted me to come serve you, you know. So it was just a blessing, man, that, you know, the Lord showed me that mercy and gave me somebody like that who was really for me when I know in my heart, I don't feel like I deserve anything. I sinned against the Lord. I deserve death. That's how I look at it. But, you know, he's having mercy on us. So, you know, that's that lowly mind state we got to have, you know. So 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 23. Why we got to be like that? Because it said we are bought with a price. See, the Lord bought us with his blood. You know, we owe him a certain amount of respect, right? Also, it says it to the elders and apostles. We owe them a certain amount of respect, double honors, you know. And it also says not to rebuke an elder unless there's 2 or 3 else and there to see what's going on. But the way I look at it is like, since I'm not in Great Millstone, I'm just a follower. I'm like, you know, I'm under your umbrella, of course, because I believe and I follow. But it's like we have certain roles to play, and maybe the Lord didn't put us in a role to go out and try to, you know, point out certain things. The Lord knows. Sometimes you just pray to Yahawashi because he was wrongfully done, saying, Lord, you know, I don't know why we went through this. I don't understand. But Lord, just protect them and protect me. And that's how we got to do it and move on. You know, even if we was done wrongfully, the Lord is going to accept that over, you know, strife and intentions. You know, we got to look at this spiritually, you know. But anyways, ye are brought with a price, be not ye servants of men. See, so we're not here to serve men. Of course, we look out for other brothers. We tie up to the brotherhood. We tie up to the elders and apostles, you know, when we can, the ones who are really sincere, of course. But that's to serve Yahawashi Yahawashi, because he said, bring ye towards some tithes to my storehouse. So we do that for the Lord. We don't do that for to worship those men. We ain't doing that. We're doing this for Yahawashi Yahawashi. You know, so if you do something, have the right intentions. Don't have strife on it, you know. That's all, and that's all I'm saying. Like, it's just way better if you don't. You know, the Lord is a lot more. I feel like the Lord is a lot more lenient with those who are lowly. You know, and don't just, you know, they watch what they say. You watch your tongue. You know, I don't want to talk shit about somebody or come at somebody and call them any kind of thing, and they be of the elect. The Lord jacked me up for that. You know, when I first came in the truth, I made that mistake, but I don't make it no more. You know, and if a brother thinks like comes at you like, you know, you supposed to just be perfect, then they going off, because we ain't none of us perfect. We all got weaknesses. We all got backgrounds that are very diverse. I have a background diverse. A lot of people don't even know me that know me in this town. There's a lot of people who know my name here, but they don't really know who I am. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just judge a person by what, you know, by their appearance or by, you know, some of the situations that they went through in the past. The Lord is using the foolish things to confound the wise. They think the Lord ain't dealing with us. So the person you think the Lord not dealing with, the Lord might be really dealing with them. So you want to be careful with that. So Isaiah chapter 52 verse 3 says, for thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. You see? So it don't matter how much money a brother got. It don't matter how much. It don't matter about none of that. It really matters about whether the Lord chose you since the dawn of time. So we want to be careful, because every book has a different page. You know, a brother could be messed up for a page, and then you flip the page and he turned out to be a man of the Lord in the end. So we want to, if anything, just pray for brothers. You know, that's my thing. Like I just pray for brothers, because I know how it is. Everybody makes mistakes. Can't expect everybody to be perfect. You know. Now, if they just constantly messing up on the same thing and not showing no remorse, then yeah, that person, you know, that person, you don't want to deal with a person like that. But the ones who are really trying, you know, through their infirmities, which is their weaknesses, you know, if they're trying, you know, you just pray for them brothers, you know, and be strong for them. That's what Elder Yahawah was talking about. Be strong for them type of brothers, you know. So that's my main thing, you know. I'm not looking at it with no strife. It's just like, hey, man, we all going through captivity out here, man. We don't need to be talking down to each other or anything, man. We already got Esau, Edom, and 2/3 doing that to us every day, you know. But if it does happen, it does happen. Just be the one that takes the low in the situation, because the Lord's gonna look at you like, hey, you humbled yourself, and the Lord is always dealing with the humble, man. So, gynecologist accused of sexually abusing over 200 patients is sentenced to 20 years in prison. So all these women that he abused or whatever, you know, he did some things to them. He's getting 20 years in prison for it. And, you know, this is just showing like a wicked man, because, you know, abusing over 200 patients, you know by now, like, you know what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got 200 patients, you know, it's not like and that's what I'm talking about. You doing the same damn thing over and over again. Oh, that means you're not sincere. But if you make a mistake every now and then, that's different, man. We in this flesh, you know, we make mistakes, man. But if you doing it willingly and just like, who gonna see me? That's just like the wicked do, and the Lord will remove you for that. You know? So Job chapter 27, verse 11. So it's just like, we gotta, you know, sometimes we get hot and we'll come at, you know, brother for a certain thing, but we're supposed to wink at some of that stuff. Some stuff we're supposed to be like, all right, whatever, man. I'm gonna keep doing what the Lord told me to do, man. You know, because this is Yahawashi and Yahawashi's business. This ain't our business, man. You know, ain't no reason to get mad at another brother, man. Because it's just, in the end, it's gonna be bad for you. You know, well, no matter what they do, that's their business. Job chapter 20, verse 11, it says, I will teach you by the hand of the Most High, that which is with the Almighty will I not conceal. right? He's not going to conceal it from us. He didn't conceal it from us. He revealed us these things from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Verse 12, behold, all ye yourselves have seen it. Why then are ye thus altogether vain? And that's how a lot of it is. A lot of people out here, they're still vain. They still think things in a carnal way, you know? We're not to think like that. What's a carnal way? Vengeance, anger, violence. We're not supposed to think about it like that way, you know? But sometimes we do get mad. And, you know, we got some things to have a right to be mad about. But when it comes to the brotherhood or way you feel about a brother, hey, just always do it in prayer, kindness, and meekness and humbleness, and you can't go wrong. You know, like the Lord's gonna look at you in a very good light to say, like, man, even though some people don't respect him, he respect them. You pray for him. That's how the Lord gonna look at it. You know. We in this to show the Lord respect. You know. So verse 13, this is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and vanity, and the heritage of oppressors. See, we're not supposed to be like oppressors. We don't want to go around and oppress other brothers or oppress other people or anybody, period. We don't want to be oppressors. We just want to teach the word and survive, man, which they shall receive of the Almighty. See? They're going to receive judgment for this. They're going to receive, you know, judgment, death. So verse 14, here it is right here. If his children be multiplied, it's talking about Esau, Edom, so-called white man, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Why? Because they know they got to get killed and go right into slavery after that. That's why they out there. You got these rich kids, they're not even satisfied with this place. They hate this place. So now we're going to do Psalms chapter 9, verse 16. Hold on. Oh, okay, Slakia. Got to ride my bike across town after this, so you know I had to make sure it was charging. I got a little bike where you press it, it'll push a little bit for me. So Psalms chapter 9, verse 16, the Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. See, people won't know the Lord until after he executes judgment. So that's why we're doing this right now, because we want to learn who the Lord is before we get judged. You see, the wicked is snared in the work of his hands. And then it says, Hagion, I think it's how you say that, and then Selah. So it's like if I said that wrong. And then it also says, the wicked shall be turned into hell, which is the grave, and all the nations that forget the Most High. See? And a lot of all the nations have forgotten the Most High. Why? Because they never knew him. The only ones that know Yahawashi is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's why those 12 lost tribes, part of Israel, or those 12 lost tribes of Israel, are being brought back to that understanding in the last days. So Psalm chapter 10, verse 2. And it reads, the wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. See? And that's what they do. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. You know, you got the sons of Yahawah, which is the men of Israel, you know, on down, and women and children, of course. But Yahawah starts with the men. That's the son of the Most High, the sons of the Most High. And then you got the sons of man, which is who? The other 16 nations. And then you have the son of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, so-called white man. So the wicked in his pride, and that's why we don't want to have pride, because why? They have pride. Do or persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. See, and that guy, he imagined a lot of devices, sexually abusing them women and abusing them women. You see? You know, but it also relates to, that's how Esau Edom get down. They abuse people. You see? But they're going to get taken in their own devices. They're going to eventually get taken down. You know, and he gonna have Satan take him down. He gonna have Satan destroy himself. So Psalms chapter 147, verse 6. And it reads, the Lord lifted up the meek. See, the lowly. He's always gonna lift up the meek. He casted down the wicked down to the ground. See? And that's why we won't want to be anything like them. We don't want to take no revenge on nothing. You know, you got a problem with me, you do something to me, and and you got hatred in your heart, hey, then you got to deal with that with Yahawashi. I'm not finna be like that. I don't care. Like, I'm finna be cool. You know what I'm saying? So Proverbs chapter 2, verse 10, and that shows fear of the Lord. And somebody else is just whatever, say whatever they want about you, and you like, oh, nah, man, I'm not gonna call you out of your name. I'm not gonna say nothing like that to you. I'm not gonna do nothing like that to you. Why? Because I know the Lord might judge me for that. That's fear of the Lord. Watching what you say. Being careful how you talk about people. Because if you don't, the Lord could jack you up for that shit. It don't matter how long you've been in the truth. You could be in the truth for 50 years. You say the wrong shit to the wrong person, and that be the elect, the Lord could fuck you up. That's why I'd be like, nah, man, I'm afraid of the Lord. I ain't doing nothing but, you know, being respectful to people, because you don't know who you're dealing with. Nobody knows who is who. You see? So Proverbs chapter 2, verse 10. But we know them by their fruits. And that's what it says, you know. We know them by their fruits. And ain't no man in the Lord is just like, you know, gonna just belittle people all day. You know, they're gonna lift people up because that's what they're here to do. You know? So Proverbs chapter 2, verse 10, when wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee. See, discretion. See, understanding shall keep thee. You see, we're careful, man. We've got to be real careful on how we deal with matters. You know, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man. How do you be delivered from the way of the evil man? Not doing stuff like them, you know? And what do? All they do is say we ain't worth enough. They say we ain't worth shit. And that's the last thing that I want to do. I don't want to be going around saying another brother ain't worth shit, or I'm better than them, or they don't know shit just because they came in the truth. Because you never know who that man could be. That man could be raised up to be a prophet of the Lord and you know, be in order and do everything right, man. You know, so we just got to be careful, man. That's just saying, just, you know, because I had a situation when I first started in truth that I got rebuked on, and showing that I learned from my rebuke. Since that, I don't think nothing, you know. I don't feel like no type of way if another brother say something to me that is, even if he does say something wrong, I say, all right, well, you win, whatever, man. Because if it's wrong, the Lord gonna deal with that shit, man. Ain't no reason for me to go talk about it. The Lord hear that shit. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into it. So verse 12, deliver them from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things. See? And I'm not saying that if a brother does come and rebuke a brother sharply, that don't mean that they coming at that person and persecuting them. Sometimes they be right. But at the same time, you got to consider a whole matter in those things, man. It's a very touchy conversation. That's what I'm saying. But, you know, the elders and apostles always say a soft answer turns away wrath. You know, you could be, let's say you just say something fucked up to someone who just came in the truth and they don't know about the truth, and you offend them wrongfully. And let's say they pull up on you at camp and shoot your fucking ass. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful how you talk to people, because nobody knows who is who. There's some of us, some brothers, you know, they came from dark places, man, into this life, you know, because the Lord wanted them to, not because some other man said they can't come in. The Lord wanted them to come in, so they came in. So Proverbs chapter 2, verse 14 or 13, who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. See? So some men, you know, they left the paths of uprightness to go into the ways of darkness, you know, after they came in the truth. Verse 14, who rejoice to do evil and delight in frowardness of the wicked. We don't want to be like them people, right? Those ways are crooked, and they froward in their paths. And they just keep going, getting worse and worse and worse. You know, just being wicked men. Just doing just whatever the fuck you think is right. And it ain't right like that, man. We ain't supposed to be like that. You know, and that's talking about, you know, to nobody in general. This is just, you know, a lesson. You know, we're not supposed to be like wicked men, like that one who did that to those women. You know, that's really who I'm talking about. You know, so this is something that I wanted to bring up because they're trying to say this. They said Auschwitz Memorial criticizes Fox News Greg Gutfield for saying and they say the Jews, but we know they're not the Jews, they're Edomites, survived Nazi camps by being useful. Okay, so he said some stuff about that, you know, and they were getting at him for that. They were upset about the fact that he said that, but then they tried to say that for us in slavery, you know, the real Hebrew Israelites, us, you know, they try to say that, oh, we learned stuff off of slavery. How we learned something off slavery? But they trying to get mad at this guy for coming against the fake Jews, right? You know, about them. So what I want to come up with, what I want to pull out on this, not even really getting into the article, is just to make some points. So this is Hosea. Chapter 1, verse 10. So they try to say that they're the Jews, right? So Hosea chapter 1, verse 10. Let's look it up. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered, right? Nor numbered, right? It shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people. See, they saying they the people. They ain't telling us that we the people. Ye are not my people. There it shall be said unto them. Where's that there? American Babylon the Great and wherever we've been scattered. Ye are the sons of the living power. Yasharallah, right? Well, this is what I want to look up. So we're gonna look this up. It says what is the population of Jews in World War II, right? Let me go back to my song, a little beat, Salakia. Oh man, Esau, man. Oh, my damn nerves, man. So, like I said, what is the population of Jews in World War II, right? It says, look it up on Wikipedia. They say there's a number that can't be numbered. So I don't understand how they have a number on it, right? So it said, where is it at? Where is it at? Like, it said like 17 million. I gotta find exactly where it said. But like, look, like I said, it said right here. The Torah contains a number of statements as to the number of adult male Hebrews that left Egypt, descendants of 70 sons and grandsons of Jacob who took up the residence in that country. Altogether, including Levites, the number given is 611,730. Like, where are you getting that number from? See, a population of about 3 million. Like, where are they getting this from? He said it was a number as the sands of the sea. So you trying to tell me in the Bible this is the numbers of the Hebrew Israelites, but they can't be numbered. You see what I'm saying? So they just going all the way off. You see? But when you go back, it's somewhere down there it says it. But it says in 1939, the core Jewish population reached a historical peak of 17 million. How you gotta know that 17 million just said that it can't be numbered. See? This is how we know they're not talking about this. This is how we know. And we can talk about today. In 2023. What are they saying now? What are they saying? See, it says 16 million. They just said last time it was 17 million. They just making up numbers, man. They just making numbers, man. It says the number bigger than the sands of the sea, and they said there's only 0.2 of all the people on the earth is Israel, is Jacob. Okay? See? And that's what I'm saying. They're Edomites. They're lying, man. They're not telling the truth about that. So we're going to do a couple more precepts and I'm going to close out because I got to go to the plantation. So Romans. You know, also the water for everybody that's tuning in on the comic board, Yahawah and Rawchaa, Barak, Atham. You know, Lord willing, I've made videos edifying for the people who watched me a little while. You know, I want to be of use to the Lord and His flock. You know, so the water for tuning in. Romans 9 verse 26, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power. See, so it was in the Old Testament and in the New Testament showing this was going to happen. These are prophecies that were coming across. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, not 17 million, a remnant shall be saved. You see? So this is how we know that this is coming up, you know? And Isaiah, I think when you really look it up, it's Isaiah. But let me just double check. I don't want to go off. I'm pretty sure it's Isaiah, but let me look just to be sure. I don't want to say nothing wrong. So Romans, it's been a while since I looked at that again. So I'm pretty sure it's Isaiah though. So Romans chapter 9, verse 27. Look up Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah. See, it's Isaiah. Isaiah, Yahawah's help. See? So it's Isaiah. Just to double check, just so you can see it. So now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 10, verse 22. And it reads, as it says, but though my people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. See, this all over riddled throughout the scriptures that only the elect is going to return to the kingdom on this side. That's it. It's all throughout the scriptures. And that's what's crazy. All the other camps, they don't ever talk about the remnant. They always just talk about all Israel need to come together. They're not going to all come together. So this is Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. This is my last precept, and I got to get out of here. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, why? Because we've been scattered, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, right? I want to look up that word refine. Okay, we're going to look up that word. And we'll refine them, right?
Strong's H, 6884.
Sarab, refine, cast, founder, goldsmith, melt, pure, purge away. And see, this is what we're doing as we do these lessons on a daily basis. We are purging, the Lord is purging away these inequities out of us. He's purging our Western mindset out of us. The more we come into the truth, the more we should be saying, this is not it. This isn't the right way to be living. See, purge away, right? To smelt, refine. And what do you do when you smelt gold? You got to put it in the fire and you got to turn it. You got to try it. You got to do certain stuff to it, or it's gonna come out. It's not gonna come out right. You see, that's why he said, "I'll make a man more finer than gold." Why? Because he's trying us in this fire and perfecting our patience. You see. So, like I said, it should be left therein, and I will bring the third part, which is who? The elect, 33% of Israel, through the fire, and refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, It's a big part of it. That's what they're doing. They're calling on the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And I will hear them. You ain't hearing nobody else calling on Jesus Christ. And I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock, you know, and you know, Lord willing, whatever brothers is going through, that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi be with you, because we all getting in this to get out of here, man. You know, there's no reason to have ill contention towards any brother. Why? Because we all sin against the Lord, you know. I know I ain't nobody special. I'm here to be a soldier for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, be ready to die for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, or ready to make it out here with the elect. Other than that, you know, it's the water Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, no matter which lot I play in. I'm just glad that he put me in a lot where I can understand what he's finna do. So shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. And give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord. Teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, and is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get out of here. DTA, Lord willing, we up next. Lord willing, we can be back to exalt the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi yet another day. But I'm telling you, things change so fast, you never know you can wake up and be in a whole nother place the next day. And that's how my life been since I came in the truth. And it's not like I'm going through it all the time. I'll go through it and I'll take a little break, then boom, it'd be right back to that. Be back to like, damn, where am I going to go, man? But you know what I say? I trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. He's going to do what he's going to do. We figure out something, you know. I'm always pray. You know, if I don't got time to pray, you know, get down and go somewhere private and pray. Pray in here because the Lord's here. He's in your heart. He's in your mind. So shalom. Water for tuning in. Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. Shalom.